David Wood, Mehmet Ulusoy, Thomas Ullman, Anthony Gershlik, Augustino Barrow, Paul Cabeso, Mücahit Çelik, and Aydın Ünsal. Do you know who these people are? Perhaps some of them do not sound unfamiliar at all. And all these people have something in common. They are heroes. They didn't care about their life. They did not care about the danger they were in. The only thing that they cared about was their job, and the things that they expected from people were respect and gratitude. Did they get what they wanted? I don't think so. But why? That is the main question. Why doctors cannot get respect from people even they exposed to violence? Nowadays, violence against doctors is a global issue. It has neither in region nor religion. It is widespread, not only in undeveloped countries like India, Pakistan and Bangladesh, but also in developed countries like the USA, UK and China. It is spread across the continents from Asia to Australia, Europe to America to Africa. According to researchers that made in UK, 1/3 of healthcare workers had faced violence at hospitals. In India, 75% of doctors exposed violence during treatment. Nearly 50% of violence were reported in intensive care units, and the patient's relatives played active role in 70% of cases. And most Asian countries had also reported similar incidents. The flawed healthcare system had led to a deteriorating relationship between patient and doctor in China as well, and more than 100 healthcare workers died due to violence in the USA between 1980 and 1990. So these are just statistics, and new ones are being added to these statistics every day. Because of that, someone needs to say something, and some people actually do, but it's obvious that it's not enough. So in that way, I started to find out the reasons of this violence, and I separated the reasons that were found into three main categories. First, two of them are generally seen in some countries, but not every countries, and the last one is an inference from the reasons that were found and prevalent for almost every countries. First one is about professional ethics of healthcare workers. According to Indaki, director of the Chinese Medical Doctors Association, 80% of medical disputes in China are caused by the bad attitude of healthcare professionals, ethical problems, and poor communication with patients. Even though I don't want to believe that, to be honest, that is the case in some parts of the world. And when I talk to experts, they say these incidents generally happen to amateur doctors. And we can match this with the words of experience. They learn how to communicate with patients by time, by experience. And if you come to the second one, it's about malpractice. Medical malpractice occurs when a hospital or doctor or other healthcare professionals injures a patient due to a negligent act or omission. And malpractice claim for all doctors was 7.4% per year according to a 2011 published study. And if we separate them, department by department, neurosurgery accounts for 19.1% of all surgeries performed each year. Cardiovascular surgery accounts for 18.9% of all surgeries performed each year. General surgery accounts for 15.3% of all surgeries performed each year, and so on. Of course, doctors are not robots. They are human too. But they have been trained for years not to make any mistakes. And when they do, patients' relatives react. And actually, it's their right to react. But it's not their right to inflict violence. These issues can be resolved through a dialogue or through a use of justice in courts. And believe me, the world is a better place when there's no violence. And if you count the second one, the article that I found stated investment in health resources should be increased. I was baffled. I was baffled because, first I thought it's that doctors or hospitals' fault. I didn't want to believe that. I had been thinking for days, I couldn't sleep at those nights. But then I found out. Normally, in any country, there are two things that the governments must provide free of charge and in the best way. They are healthcare and justice. And when money gets into the relationship between patient and doctor or patient and hospital, there's always possibility of an argument. Or in the other point of view, there's always possibility of an argument when patient becomes customer. So to fix this issue, all hospitals should be under one directorate and not establish their own policies. And of course, salaries should be paid in a way that healthcare workers are satisfied. And in that way, patient won't see himself as a customer and won't see the hospital or doctor or treatment as a permissible thing. Patient will see the healthcare as a right. So mainly, money shouldn't be the base for this system. And there's a quote that I like so much, and it says, "We live in a world where some illiterate Baba can be trusted and worshipped in fact, but those who devote many years to be able to save a life are brutally attacked." Doctors are taught to always try their best to save a life. People need to understand, why would they want to lose a patient? They sacrifice a lot and work so hard to get a little title, DR, which means doctor before their name. Yet, the saviors are not safe. Really, what a shame. Thank you.